Yeah, hello, welcome to our Monday evening broadcast, 1 hour of Blitz. I'm really looking forward to this session. I haven't played a single Blitz game today, so I hope this will be fun. Okay, hello to all of you also in the chat on YouTube. I'm going to kick off with, I hope, some 5-minute games and see what happens. Yeah, also an update on my YouTube channel. I have not uploaded Blitz games last 2 days or 3 days even. I simply couldn't do it. Yeah, I was away from home and didn't manage to upload them beforehand. It was not possible. So I hope I'm back tomorrow with my regular program, let's say, on my channel. Okay, playing Dromedar. I am Dromedar. Is that Jasper Hall? I kind of, yes, Jasper Hall. Yeah, also I have to do without any non-alcoholic beer tonight. I did not manage to buy a new one. H4. What the beep? What is he doing here? What is H4? Oh, it's a funny. There's some questions are really funny. There's a question here by Abo, sir. If I had to rob a bank with a chess crew, who would you choose? A guy to distract the crowd, one guy to block the door, and one guy to drive the car. Oh wow, that's tough. Driving the car is probably difficult. I think probably for the car I go with Luc Van Velde. He's known to drive pretty fast. And well, you know, that's probably a good thing for that job. Maybe I could drive the car. I'm not a good driver, but I can drive reasonably fast if I need to. So one guy to distract the crowd. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Swidler could probably talk people. Yeah, and yeah, that's a good idea. Ben Feingold to block the door. That's probably not a bad idea. He certainly has some kind of a good physical presence to make this possible, to block it. Yeah, not many people. There are top GMs without a driving license. There are many. I knew that Luc Van Velde has one. He drives a BMW, as I could witness when he drove to Dienstlaken to play against me. He arrived in this 3 Series BMW. Okay, so what is this? I wanted to get the knight over to c4. Okay. I think this for a more stable center. Yeah, here Dromedar, Mr. Hall, he's a very resourceful tactical player. Then he wrenched to distract the crowd. This is also a good bet. He's a really good trash talker. John chose Swidler to drive the car. Does Swidler have a license? It's possible. Yeah, he strikes me off more of a practical person compared to many other top GMs. But you never know. Yeah, he won't exchange queens here, but I still wanted to try. Okay, so I think the king is reasonably safe here. No, I don't plan to come to Mönchengladbach for the Kasparov simultaneous display. I don't quite understand why they well, they spent really an enormous amount of money on that, and Kasparov is I mean, still yeah, he's a very interesting character, but I don't really see why you should spend so much money on this kind of event. With that kind of money, you could probably support junior players to become very strong players. And yeah, I'd rather invest money on that than get Kasparov. Yeah, top players don't have driver's license that often. It's kind of strange. I think quite often they travel a lot, and they maybe don't need to drive much at home. So that's some firepower already. Bishop to c4, there's queen to e3. Sacrificing doesn't win yet, but maybe I can bring more over here. Yeah, Magnus Carlsen actually owns a Tesla Model S, but doesn't have a license to drive it, which I find very quite funny. So yeah, he has that she can take g5, but I'll take b3. There's a question, what's my favorite chess game? I don't have a super clear favorite. Maybe Rod Levi Rubinstein. The famous sacrifices that Rubinstein played in that game are just fantastic. Of course, there are many other great games. How can a guy don't have a driving license? Yeah, I think it's true what Mate Grinder is saying. They quite often have people who take care of that. So it's not strictly necessary for them to need to drive. Okay, I try to bust this open here with c4. He can check, but after king c6, I don't see a clear continuation. Knight d5 maybe. It's still kind of dangerous. I probably could have taken on b3 already. I'm not totally sure here. c4 looks good though. Okay. Yeah, crashing through. There's a discussion about the modern Steinitz variation in the Ruy Lopez. I don't really know. I mean, why do you think someone says it's passive? It's not a passive line at all.
Check.
I don't really regard it as passive. There are many lines with g6, for example, that are rather sharp at the end. Yeah, here I'm breaking through.
White resigns.
Yep, tough. Tough. Yeah, I think here the attack on the queen side just was stronger. He took some liberties there with taking on a6. Okay, it's tough, it's unclear, but I think I'm okay here. So, trying for a new game. Yeah, I saw the blitz challenge. I don't know what it was called, like ultimate blitz challenge or so. with Nakamura, Caruana, Wesley So, and of course Kasparov, and it was a cool event, really cool event. I hope they do more of that. I mean, if you get Kasparov, yeah, and pay him lots of money, let him play chess and not discuss some stuff that pretty much is not very interesting, to be honest. I think what he's doing there in Germany is not playing. Yeah, he's discussing some business things. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's not solely chess. My Chigo in 9 with knight g7 and knight f7. No, I understand that nobody wants to play that. It is not particularly great. It's just that I sometimes get back to it in blitz, like, I don't know. It's against some players, it is not a bad choice. Against most players, it is a bad choice. Okay, I have a request for a new game, but it's not much going on in the 5-minute pool at the moment. I don't know. Yeah, he's still doing something. I would need to look it up, but
Game started.
okay, playing Vamiro. No. Someone said, what, the Dutch, yeah? I can play the Dutch, yeah? Let's see. Okay, this line. Okay, I'll go with G6. I think this is a line, but I'm kind of inventing things here over the board. Ah, yeah, this is actually a line with D5. There's a request for the Schlechter Slav. I really don't know why people would want me to play that. That's a question by Dan Ambro. Can one make a living out of playing chess at a lower level than GM? I mean, like IM or FM. And if yes, what would be that level, ELO rating? No, you can't. If you just want to play the game and get money for it, it's impossible. You can, as an FM, you can be quite okay with teaching if you get to teach at schools or things. Get one-on-one lessons. There are many ways of getting by then, but it's almost impossible as a player. Have I replaced my Chigorin? Yeah, I'm thinking about a couple of things, but I don't really get to work much on my own openings at the moment. I really dedicate most of the time to what my students play, or now I have a job in 2 weeks to help the not the German juniors, this is wrong, help the juniors from my area when they compete in the German youth championship. So I will work on those openings with them, but not on my own. Yeah, there's a question what I think about the modern defense that Kasparov played against Wesley So. Yeah, well, if you lose a game like that one game that Kasparov lost, it looks like a pretty bad choice, but it's hindsight is 2020. I think in general this is rather playable for black. So what's happening here? Yeah, I can take d4, but it looks very scary. But if I don't, I mean, what was the point of it? Okay, so here I can give an intermediate check. Maybe this is a point. Okay, no, bishop d2 actually. Queen takes, bishop c3 is actually pretty awful. So I'm going to take with the queen. Bishop b5, bishop d7. Okay. There's a question. Do I think that all 22 plus players in the 5-minute pool are titled players, assuming that they're not cheaters? Not all of them, certainly most of them. But you have some, there are people who are really good at blitz that are not titled. So it's not 100%, it's not really not all of them. So what am I doing? I don't like my position. If I play knight f6, there is bishop b5. Well, maybe knight d7, then it's actually not that bad. I don't like it. I need to get castled here.
Check.
Bishop g6. I only looked at bishop b5. That was a costly game. That guy had a non-rating. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Okay.
Black resigns.
Okay. That happens when you play the Dutch and have no idea, yeah? Okay, let's see what I can do against Tacticus, Zoltan Medveji. That's cool. Naja, okay, so we get some kind of some Bogo Indian type of position. So, any questions? Would I try a Smith Mora with white? Yeah, maybe. I can play e4 and see what happens. Okay, so we get a transposition to Zurich variation. There's a question. What happens in a first session with a new student? This is actually easy because I do the same thing with all students in the first sessions. Look at one or more of their own games. This is the first thing. They should send me a couple of their games, as many as possible, and I will look through them and see what I feel is useful for them to study. So it's quite the same what I do, pretty much regardless of playing strength. Okay, here Tacticus allowed e5. Let's see, I have queen e4 here, I have bishop d3. Both are good. I think I go queen e4. He will go knight c5, I guess. Queen g4. I don't get with the bishop on d3, which is kind of a shame, but the e5 pawn is pretty annoying. b6, yeah, so I'll go bishop e2 and castle. No, I don't play d4, knight f6, g4, and it's not a good line, and it's not played by grandmasters. It's just complete nonsense. I would definitely wear a Mexican hat if someone sends me one. Oh, cool move here by Tacticus. It's a bit of a... I don't know. I can still go here, right? I threaten bishop h6. Winning the exchange. He's got the f pawn, but bishop g5 is a serious idea. Okay, so if I take, what is he doing? Queen takes. Or, I wonder if I should take. Yeah, probably yes. Ultimately, you have to take almost. So here, this is attacked. But okay, I'll just castle here. Maybe he's got e5 and queen e4 was more precise. That's a shame that I'm letting him out of this. This was really a really bad position for black. Or is it still bad? Don't know. Is there a live stream next week? Yes, I think there will be. I don't think there will be one in 2 weeks. Because then I will be at the German Youth Championships or Junior Championships and not being able to make any, produce any stream. Okay, bishop f5. Yeah, I'm not happy with this. Absolutely not. b4 maybe. Hey, he's got e4. e4 and then knight d4 is immensely annoying. b3 knight c5 is bad. Not good. Not good at all. Yeah, absolutely bad. Yes, the German Youth Championship is in Villingen, yeah, in the Sauerland, German area. Yeah. So, what about this? Knight to d4. Really not a good position. Bit of a shame. After the misplayed black opening, you should get a very substantial advantage, and I didn't manage. So what now? Rook here maybe. Can even play d3 here. Maybe I can get the pawn, huh? That would be nice. Very, very undeserved, but maybe I can get it.
Check.
take it, I don't see a good continuation here. This is the thing. Bishop d3 looks shaky, but at least I don't see exactly what he's doing. Oh, he's playing very quickly, huh? So it's not so easy though, I hope. Tough with this time, very tough. Maybe knight a2 or something. And knight a2 is probably correct. Seconds.
Check. Check. Check.
Yeah. I don't know. Position might not. Maybe it's still lost, yeah, but I'm not totally sure.
Check. Check.
Okay, he found a nice checkmate here.
Checkmate.
Yeah, I simply cannot. I should simply punish the opening. This is just a very bad position for black with his pawn on e5. But I couldn't really punish it to the fullest. Probably this is still better, trying to provoke the weaknesses immediately. Maybe better. I looked at this when I wrote my book, and it's not a good variation for black. Anyway, so let's see what happens in the next game. Playing Ramed Samir. Here d4. So what do we see? Any question? Yeah, the under 25 section in the German junior championships is an open section and therefore not as strong. So let's see. Any questions? The best way to handle the English defense against 1c4. I think c4, b6, e4 is pretty good. Are there any interesting games for blitz kibitzing on the ISSC? This is something that I can try, but okay, I will play a couple of games myself. I haven't played any online blitz for a couple of days, which probably shows a little bit. But we'll see. Maybe I can actually win some later. So this line, yeah, sometimes this is an interesting move, but I'm not sure about this here. Rook on d2 is kind of wrong, but I can fix that. So Dan here says that he tends to overlook moves by his opponents in over-the-board tournament games, but not so much tactical ones, but calm ones. Yeah, so what kind of calm move do you overlook? This is the important thing. If you overlook things that what's happening here? Am I winning material? Yeah, I'm winning some material here. If you get what's this? I can take this. Then he gets rook queen d5. So I have to take the rook. A little bit too many questions here. Yeah, about the car moves. Yeah, so what kind of moves do you overlook? If you overlook moves that improve the opponent's position some way strategically, it makes sense to focus more on what the other guy is actually threatening. Yeah, think about what his long-term strategic goals are. Maybe this would be very, very helpful. If you're unsure what his goals are, it's sometimes as simple as trying to understand his last move, the last move that the opponent played. I know that sounds very basic, but it's very often a good idea just to ask yourself what the other guy, what did he just play, and how did it change the position. Quite often this is a key idea in understanding what's going on. Okay, so I try to get stuff traded, but it is dangerous. It is just dangerous. What can you do? So one of those cases where the other guy blundered, but he still has a position. Okay, this I did not think about that much. Tries to play f6, I guess. h3, f6, g4. Not easy. G4 is a threat anyway. Yeah, that I couldn't really answer Dan's questions properly with this things, with this that he overlooks car moves. This is something that's tough to address. It's really tough to address, and you have to usually do it with some concrete game examples. So what happens here? So f6 is still annoying, and he tries to play it to get to my d4 pawn. Yeah, it's not easy to play, and probably not good in the first place. Here, probably have to return that exchange. So if I take now here, yeah, I can go back. Let's go e5 and see if I can open up the position now. f5, yeah, he still has a huge pressure there. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to play. Probably f5. Okay, here I'm giving this back. Play rook d1. So I'm a pawn down, but I get activity here. He almost has to trade. Maybe he plays rook e4, would be very sharp decision. I'm catching up a little bit on the clock. Yeah, I mean, okay, if he does not take, I'm not quite sure what he's playing. Yeah, this one.
Time warning.
So he can play rook e2. Maybe I can take f3 now, but I'm not quite sure if I have to. I also have h4, bishop g5 as a plan.
Check.
I don't know. I don't like to draw, but with the time situation, I can at least repeat once more. Maybe he will do something else now. Usually it's too tempting with the time advantage. Yeah, so he decided to continue to play. My idea is bishop g5. Opening or trying to get access to d8. He's got rook d5, very well played. Ah, shoot. Shoot.
Check. Check.
Let's see if he can win this. Doesn't seem to have a big plan here available. Still ahead on the clock. I don't get that at all.
Check. 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 Check.
What a game. It's blundering the exchange in one move and still gets fantastic compensation. Those games are always a bit unlucky. And I'm below 2,400. Wow. That's a bad run. So let's see. There's a funny discussion here in the chat why certain service ratings are inflated. There is no such thing. This is a pretty much pointless discussion. Nothing is inflated anywhere. It's just what it is. There are different numbers of players, and ratings are different because they only show the difference. Yeah, like a 2,400 is always higher than the 2,300, but it's absolutely not important how they compare. They are simply not comparable in any way. Certain two servers. Okay, so what about this? Good development. I can castle long next. Okay, I'll take. now? Maybe castle's long. Yeah, sure. On different servers, different ratings mean different things, but this is totally normal because they have different players, different player bases, and so on. It just there's no relation whatsoever. I mean, if you play blitz on the ICC, not 5-minute, but blitz ratings are on 3,500. I mean, and this is also yeah, it's just a different thing, a different pool of ratings. So what now? Maybe knight here. I just want to play a little bit quicker here. I seem to not see much anyway, so I might as well play the bad moves quickly. Yeah, there's a suggestion I should rather kibitz than play. This is probably would probably be better for my rating. It seems that I'm not in good shape, which is kind of what I expected, to be honest. I really feel a little bit under the weather after the weekend, which was busy. Okay, so I'm going to take this. And my position is okay, but it's nothing great. And I thought I should have a good position, but I don't have it. It's okay, but nothing great. At least this time I was rather quick. Yeah, if people ask what is your rating, the only answer, reliable one, would be some kind of FIDE rating, national rating, not what you have on a chess server. Okay, let's stop h5. Yeah, play bad moves quickly is a good advice of a professional chess coach. Probably not, but it's about blitz chess. And play somewhat okay moves quickly is usually a good strategy. And I hope I'm sticking with somewhat okay moves. So, can I win this pawn? This is the simple question that I'm going to ask. There's a Facebook chess rating. You learn new things every day. I heard that you can play chess somewhere with Facebook, with the chat or something. But I never explored that possibility. I don't use the messenger at all. I mean, I use it if someone sends me a message, so I reply, but I don't use it that much in general. So what can we do here? That will be tricky, I guess. He will get the h. Oh, this is losing time. Why did he do that?
Check.
Okay, now I'm getting the pawn running. If he takes h5 now, I don't see how he ever gets back to catch the pawn. What? How do you catch me?
White
doesn't. Okay, so I'm at least above 2,400 again. And it was a quick game. I'm happy about that. So let's see if I can get a new one quickly.
Game started.
Minisco. Who is that? Milan Pacha from Slovakia. Maybe play this London system. In this kind of move order, it actually has some points. I mean, nothing brilliant, but it has some ideas. This is one of them. I don't know that well, but you can almost be sure that the other side has no idea at all. So you can try this kind of thing. It's a bit cheeky trying to keep the pawn, but maybe I managed to do that. It looks a little bit like a Notenboom variation, but I have a bishop on f4, which is the extra tempo. Might be useful, but might not be useful. So I can try to do this to have bishop e5 if he goes queen to f6. That's true. If I don't play 1 e4, there will never be a Smith-Morra. So I will go with 1 e4 in the next game. I think this is a fair deal. There's a question if I play Crazy House. No, not regularly. I think it's quite an interesting chess variant, but I don't play it regularly. I sometimes feel like, okay, let's play 1 or 2 games, but it's nothing I do on a regular basis. I have my hands full with regular chess. Okay, yeah, I could take. And the question is, can I actually castle or not? If I manage to castle, yeah, here, okay, I have to do this, I guess. 195 is also a move. I do this. I also got a request for an English opening. Yeah, this is something that I can definitely play. C4 is kind of part of my repertoire. Okay, so here, how do I play here? I think I take and then castles. I absolutely need to get the hell out of the center here. So this looks good, yeah, in terms of pawns. Let's march those pawns. B5, am I blundering stuff? I don't know. B5, rook B8 possibly. I don't have to play it immediately. I can do this. And now, what to do? Well, he might double against that pawn. But okay, this is probably okay. No, it's not trading. Okay, but I can play b5, technically speaking. Takes, or tactically speaking, so I will. I don't play the Latvian. No, I really don't do that anymore. I mean, I did that sometimes for fun, and I know that I didn't lose all of the games, which is funny by itself. But it just absolutely sucks to have a losing position immediately. I don't know. I just don't want to be lost on move 2. Especially not if I'm not in a fantastic shape to begin with. giving the other guy a winning position from the get-go doesn't feel like a good idea. Okay, knight to e5 or knight to d4. This is definitely helpful here. So let's see what we can do. Maybe just play simple moves. Oh, here I get a very nice square on d6. I've got many opening requests. The Nimzowitsch Larsen. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see what kind of color I have. I've got more.
Game started.
With black. F4. Now, this is at least something offbeat, huh? F4. Yeah, he played this against me recently. And I really hated that I didn't win that game. Yeah, from this opening, I think it was. Almost this position. Yeah, I think that black is already in good shape here. So, queen to e7. The e5 gambit against the bird is, I think, just incorrect. And also not necessary, because you are better with almost any line with black. Let's see, I try to get to d3. Maybe you can play something like bishop d4 and knight to c3. Very strange position. This is also interesting. Also quite interesting. What am I doing here? Strange. I have problems against this player. I usually just beat him senselessly. My score was 11, like 10 out of 11 or so. And then I lost the game that I recently had on the channel, and here I'm also in some trouble. Okay, this I actually think is okay. I should have enough compensation for the pawn. I think one key point in improving is playing regularly against good or decent opposition. The reversed Grand Prix in the English opening, it's slightly risky, but it's playable. I mean, I probably wouldn't like to play it against super strong players, but against normal kind of persons, it's okay. Yeah, I think I've got decent play here. The opposite colored bishops are kind of nice here. Maybe I should have played it differently. You might get an e4 now in this position. Okay, bishop c5, there is e4. I mean, it's compensation anyway, but the question is, what is best? Can I do something really good, something really active? Yeah, okay, I'll go here. Yeah, this is, isn't this just possible here? I think so. For rook d2. Thoughts on copying Olegas's opening repertoire? He has a very good opening repertoire, actually. I mean, it is sometimes, it is on the boring side, not too surprisingly, but it is very well thought out to get technical dry positions. And actually his opening repertoire is a reason why I have my problems in the games against him, because I have a hard time to get positions that where I can play on my strength, like a complicated middle game, something interesting with pawn structures and so on. He just totally dries down the position immediately, and I don't really have a recipe in the opening against that. Yeah, I kind of have to play along with his dry positions. At least I don't see what to do against it. Okay, so here not much is happening. Let's see what we can do. Oh wait, I have to do something real quickly. Let's see. I think I'm running out of disk space here, which is not a good thing. I'm sorry. Have to get some new disk space ready here. Otherwise the stream will die down. Okay, so that took a bit of time. Yeah, that's a remark. I could check what strong GMs played against Olegas. The thing is, of course, you can invest time to prepare for an ICC Blitz game, but I don't have it. I just don't have this kind of time. I'm actually, I mean, it's not that important what you do against a certain player on the internet. What this guy is doing actually is kind of strange. He could have just traded queens earlier. Instead, he tries to play this worse position for no particular reason. Yeah, I mean it is still drawish, of course. So, any ideas at least? Yeah, not much. Huh? Queen to G1 and then G5. Queen D5 is probably good. Yeah, it's almost impossible here to do anything. I mean, the opposite colored bishop's ending is a draw, so I don't want that. I'm a bit down on time.
Time warning.
Okay, this is probably not really great, but trying to still win somehow. No. Is there anything I can do? This one, maybe. Queen F6, then G4. Naja, it's still a draw, and I probably should just make it. Yeah, it's really not much I can do. Yeah, this is just a draw.
Check. Check.
30 something seconds.
Check.
Yeah, I saw that Kasparov played the Vienna
Check.
Gambit against Caruana. I was surprised that Caruana defended like he did, because I always thought that this is pretty okay for white. Yeah, I cannot do much, quite obviously. Yeah, it is just a draw. Let's see.
Game
Oh,
started.
it's already 5 minutes past 11 here. Okay, beer time. Okay, so I will go with 1e4 here, right? I got a request for the Smith Mora. Oh, that's not a Smith Mora. Okay. Yeah, this is also how I know the story. I think Anna Rudolph didn't beat Olegas. It was as Hey Buddy said, she beat one of Olegas's buddies. So this is a very boring position. I didn't want to get. Oops. Thank you.
Black resigns.
Okay. Win in 11 moves. Okie dokie. With, I don't know, bishop c3 was a normal move, right? I don't know. Yeah, I'm shooting for a new game. It was kind of a non-game. Yeah, it's beer time. Yeah, I wouldn't mind to have one, but I got I'm out of the good stuff.
Game started.
Okay, contourist. Yeah, now he's playing. So what do we do? I will go with some g6 baseline. King's Indian. No, not g5. Not e5 so early. After bishop g5 it's not playable, so have to be alert. Yeah, I tried to go with f5 quickly, but we'll see what happens. I wonder if b4, knight a4, he might have knight b5. Yes, he has this one. I don't like to go knight b6, but I have to. Doesn't look good. I play against my own opening line here. I play the same variation. He's playing it like this is the easiest thing ever, and he has played it like a million times. Is it really that easy? Probably is, huh? So what's the deal? If I take... yeah, I have to, I guess. What happens here? What the beep? So if I can, what if I, probably not. My knights, they suck, absolutely suck. Queen f7. Queen f7, that's bishop e3, so that doesn't look good. I wonder, it looks a little bit like there could be some tactics on d5 and so on, but I don't see a tactic. I don't see a tactic. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't cover f2. Probably he doesn't have to. Maybe he can just take a7. It's very much possible. No, he didn't do that. He just wants to checkmate me. That looks very shaky for me. Very, very shaky. Yeah, don't tell me you're playing. He plays for a draw now. I can't believe it. What a chicken. What a chicken. And I have to. I have to make the draw. Ah, come on.
Game draw.
White just has a fantastic position and he makes a draw. Yeah, just like this or so. And I mean, what kind of stuff is that? Well, I probably should be happy with that with that draw because my position is bad. But why did he just draw? Or maybe he just had to leave or something like that. You never know. Okay. Any questions? Ah, yeah. Bishop g5 and e3 against the King's Indian. The Smyslov Petrosian system. That's a good system. It's very solid. I've played it a couple of times. There's mention of an over-the-board blitz game video where Olegas loses against 1a3 against Grandmaster Kremer. Yeah, this is kind of possible because Kremer is also a very regular online blitz player and probably has suffered against Olegas as well. I played him in the same event, actually. In the same event. And I played a draw. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the session. I lost a couple of points, but I think it was decent enough entertainment. I'll be back next week, next Monday, same time, same place. I hope you join me there as well. Bye-bye.